Hi, so today I'm joining my good friends Luke and Lucy. Luxie is the ship name if you want to ship that for future reference. So you want to tell us what you do?
I make vids.
So the other day I got a question on one of my videos saying, Evan, do you ever fangirl over anyone? Do YouTubers ever fangirl? And I figured that's a really interesting topic, so we're going to talk about fangirling. Yeah, who's the first person you fangirled over?
I think it would either have been Charlie is so cool like or Amazing Phil. Probably Amazing Phil, which is embarrassing, but fine.
It's not embarrassing.
That's what this video is about.
Nice
yeah.
face.
When I found Phil before I found Dan.
Yeah.
Right.
That
And
sounds like I found God before I turned to drugs. I found Phil. What?
Is Dan the drugs?
But Phil is a god. So when I found Phil, I was walking to school with this girl who was she was famous.
Why was he outside your school?
Oh God, Phil!
I found.
Standing against a tree.
Hello, I make YouTube videos.
I'm gonna give you a 7-second challenge.
Yeah, I was watching Phil when I was, I don't know, like 14, I think was when I found his channel.
Yeah.
And I used to walk to school with this girl who was actually famous on Blog TV.
I loved Blog
Whoa.
TV.
I know, old school. And she was like, "Oh, you watch Phil? Why don't you watch Dan as well? He's the hotter one." And so that was my introduction to Dan. Was like
That's not
the
nice.
hot friend.
Wow.
I mean, I started watching Charlie. Charlie was like the first YouTuber I ever fangirled over, and like one time he DM'd me and I like screamed. I was working at a pizza place. I remember I was serving pizzas and I got a message, an email from YouTube saying Crabstick says subscribe to your channel, and I legit like went. I was like, it's him! It's not Jimmy! I was.
But just to point out, that's not like he's not joking. That's how Evan screams. Like sometimes something happens to scare him, and he's like.
That's just how I scream. But like before YouTube happened, I used to fangirl a lot over like certain bands, like Reliant K. I used to really fangirl over like everyone in the bands. Owl City, Adam Young used to be a big fangirl of them.
I remember when I met you, you were seriously into Owl City.
Oh man, I still am.
See, 2011, I got a photo with Charlie.
Oh.
But because everyone else was, I was like, yeah, I will, because I did like him. And then I've got one with Bri, and they're both just
Oh.
chilling out on my Facebook.
Me and Luke have this great picture where we went in a queue for Jack's films and Charlie is so cool. Like
That's
so.
when we met for the first time.
It's Ariana Grande that actually takes all, they do all the fan photos, then she gets photoshopped and then they send them back to the fans.
Really?
Whoa.
It's like, you know Avril Lavigne's fan photos.
Oh,
she
yeah.
doesn't touch them. They're like, stand there.
Oh yeah, it's just
Oh,
like,
that's weird.
it's great. It's fantastic.
But then maybe she got like a really bad case of head lice. That's always my fear when I meet
What?
people that I'm gonna get a bad case of head lice. or
I've never
something.
once thought of anyone having
and
headlights.
you'll have the picture, and there'll just be like this bug hopping between
No one
you.
catch him off someone because when you meet people, you meet like 150, 200 people.
I always get ill, but I've never got head lice.
Yeah,
No,
I
I've
guess
never
so.
gotten headlights.
Okay, good. Neither have
So,
I.
what is the most cringy thing you've ever done while fangirling over someone?
Apparently, I asked Dean Dobbs to collab one time when I was drunk.
I don't have a specific instance in which I was an embarrassment fangirling. I was just an embarrassment for sort of 2 or 3 years of my life.
Yeah.
Fangirling. There was no specific like, this is the worst one, because it's all just a mess.
Have I ever told you, Luke? I went to one of your I went to the meetup in Northampton.
Oh, I was at that.
That was
What?
where I met Dodie. So the
Oh,
meetup.
wow.
So Luke held a meetup in Northampton, and I was like,
Go to
know what,
meetups, you meet new friends.
30,000 Yeah, do go to meetups, go to gatherings, go to everything.
That's how I
Because
met a lot of
I met
friends.
Dodie. Dodie came to
Yeah.
my meetup.
It was the one in Northampton
with
in the big building.
Bertie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
first met there, and there's this picture of us looking
Is
all
that
happy.
the one where you stage dived off the thing?
Yeah, oh my
I
god.
fangirled once by accident in an airport. I said this before on my channel. I was just in a queue for customs at Heathrow, and John Tron was standing next to me in the line, and I screamed his name. This was like a couple months ago.
Wow.
I just went, John Tron! And he went, hi. And he got so uncomfortable, and it was my fault. And like fans will come up to me and say something like, oh, I'm really sorry about that time that you totally forgot, but I'm now bringing it up to remind you of this time I made you uncomfortable. I'm like, well, now I remember it, and you've reaffirmed it in my head. So that's what I did with John as well. I went, hey, remember that time I made you uncomfortable? You don't? Now you do. So I feel like that's the number one thing, like, also when I meet people that I'm interested in is I never say, oh, I'm really sorry, I'm really uncomfortable, because then it makes everyone feel uncomfortable. Or I'm socially awkward. Even if you are, if you pretend that person wants to meet you as much as you want to meet them, that's how you become confident. So.
And also, a lot of the time, people who are celebrities on some level, including YouTubers, do want to meet everyone. You know, they get so much out of those experiences, even though they're brief.
That's true. Although I
Don't.
I hate everybody.
I hate my fans. Who wants to meet Luke Cutforth?
So I had the kind of the opposite experience of you. So I like, and I won't mention any names, but I was like, I fangirled all over plenty of YouTubers growing up, and I started YouTube when I was 15, and so naturally, like, I was very fangirly over lots of YouTubers, and actually, like, the majority of them, I tried to get in contact with them or talk to them about stuff, and like, the majority of them just completely ignored me.
They ignore you.
And completely, like, even to this day, a lot of people, because I was this fanboy person, and so I now make a really big effort to, like, even if there are like smaller YouTubers who fanboy over me or whatever, like they're excited to, I make the effort of like, I'm not gonna be like that, because I know that how much that hurt me growing up.
That's my tea. That's my tea. Don't you dare. Fuck's sake.
A girl came up to me and you walking somewhere, and she was like, "Can I get a picture?" And as a joke, you went, "Can you see how busy we are?"
Oh my god!
And she was like,
"No!"
And you were like, "I'm joking."
I love
If you
making.
said that to me as a subscriber, I would have like cried.
I love making jokes with fans, and so sometimes when people say like, "Can I get a photo?" I'm like, "Are you kidding? Do you see how busy I am? Do you see me walking?" And I try and be as serious as possible, and their face just goes like, and I'm like, "Oh no, I'm just kidding, and it was a joke."
That's horrible.
Is that bad? Do you think?
One time when
I'm
I was
joking with
13,
them.
When I was 13, I was in Boots, and this is probably
Not like the shoes. In England, we have a pharmacy
I
called
climbed inside a boot.
looking for a snake. I just want to wear boots tonight.
And I hear someone yell, "Oh my god, is that girl shoplifting?" And I freaked out, and it was my friend's mum who thought it was a really funny thing to do. To like, yeah, is that girl
It's not that
shoplifting?
funny.
Think about how
Mine
that
was
would-
a joke with one person though. It wasn't like, "Hey everyone, look at this girl." Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a joke between two people, and I also made sure she was like, "By the way, just a prank, bro." Smash that like button.
I bought a bunch of Nanaloo stuff one time.
I bought Charlie's album. It's freaking great. I bought Dodie's album. It's great. I used to have a lot of Reliant K merch, like everything they made basically.
I don't want to buy merch unless the design is really cool and really like something I would wear.
Speaking of merch that's like really good and nice to wear, I just came out with merch this week. Oh my god, what a perfect plug.
Oh
Thanks.
my God.
You know what? I've got cactus shirts. It's online, ships worldwide. Amazing. TheCreatorStore.com. Go for it today. Thanks. Thanks, Luke. I'm very happy.
Drop.
I've been like preparing for this merch drop for like 2-3 months, and everyone's been asking about it. And here it is. Get it today. Thanks. Do you think it's okay to fangirl then? Or do you think you should stay chill?
I think you should try not to like do behaviors that intimidate.
Yeah, screaming. I
Oh my
had
God,
a girl
yeah.
come up to me once, like screaming and shaking, and that made me start to freak out.
When me and Emma broke up, I had a few people come up to me like, I love you and Emma's relationship. And I was like,
I mean, I've gotten a couple people that are like, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear about your dad," and I was like, "Oh, I wasn't thinking about it, but now I am."
Yeah.
Thanks. It's almost like I have like a wound that's like healing over, and then someone just goes, "Hey, buddy, how's your dad doing in there?"
you guys want to get
Yes, I've fangirled quite a lot in my life, and I still do over a lot of people. Porter Robinson, one of my favorite musicians, he just replied to one of my comments on his YouTube video saying, "Thanks, Evan." He named me, and I screamed. This was like 2 weeks ago. I was very excited. So like, I think it's completely okay to fangirl, and I think the negative stigma stereotypes are dumb.
I think so too. I mean,
If you like something, it shouldn't be. You shouldn't be put down for liking something.
No. Fangirling is essentially like just you love this thing so much that you can't put it into words, and so
That's
your body
great.
hyperventilates and like is like that's fine, that's great, that's like a. I don't. Whenever someone does that for me, I don't ever think I deserve it necessarily.
No,
but
I never do.
Like it's
You definitely don't.
It's
Just sorry.
a horrible thing to take that and then judge someone for it.
Oh, I
and then,
hate
like,
that.
Yeah,
it's mostly in the media where it's like, look at these like millennials all screaming over him. Like everyone likes things.
Imagine the brain process of being like, oh, do you like hanging out with this person? Oh no, he loves me too much. Like, what?
I mean, a bit too keen, you know.
Yeah,
I've been on
he's
dates
too
like that.
much of a, like, he enjoys my work too much, so I don't want to speak to him. Like, what the? That's
Yeah.
stupid.
I was always afraid that if I liked Dodie's stuff too much, she wouldn't like me, because it was like, she comes out with a new song, I'm like, I love it, so I have to be like, Dodie, your song's okay, it's pretty good, it's nice. Because I don't know, I was afraid of liking it too much, and then she might think I'm too full on. I don't
There's
know.
an argument for not being obsessive.
Obsessive, yeah.
I love your music and I bought your merch because I want to support you so much, and I did this and I did that and I did that.
You would feel uncomfortable that I own your merch?
No,
really like your
I
design.
don't. Like you bought, like
Quickly close this
Close
drawer.
this drawer. I bought a Zoella shirt once, and I wore it in a video. I just really liked the design. It had a nice message. Upsettingly, she did see it though, and then I felt bad. I felt uncomfortable. She was like, "I like your shirt," and I was like,
But that's different because you saw it and you were like, that's a nice design. You didn't buy all the merch, you know?
True. I just like that one Zoe shirt. If you like buying merch from creators, be sure to buy. No, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. That'd be nice. And also subscribe and bell all of us. Give us all bells.
Bell us
Oh
so
my god,
bad.
actually do.
Bell
Please
us all.
bell me.
Thank you.
Also, speaking of bell ends, this is Luke Cutforth, and we did a video on his channel.
Yay! I'm a
Lucy, the
bell
Quizmaster, gave us an ultimate quiz for Christmas. So please click his face. There's a video right there. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next week. Goodbye. Also buy my merch.
Subscribe.
I'm gonna make a video on that.
Let's make a fun video, mate. Kind of the flip side of it, of what you were saying, of they saying that they want to meet you. I had lots who didn't want to meet me, and that's, you know, sucks. Spawn.
You said flip side.
Oh my god.
You ladies want to buy some merch tonight?
She's ginger and she's lovely, but she just breaks.
I like that, by the way. She's ginger.
Oh, and she's lovely.
No, it's fine. She's like
She's
a
a
nice.
good one.
She's one of the good.
She's a
gingers,
nice
like,
ginger.
not